Welcome back to another episode of the Steebee Weebee Show. We have a very special guest tonight. Please welcome for the first time on the Steebee Weebee Show, musician, DJ, and producer, Bianca Maieli. Thanks for coming.
What's up, man? Thank you for having me.
Yeah. How you been holding up during the quarantine and everything?
It's had its ups and downs.
Yeah.
But yeah, still trying to have a hot girl summer despite everything.
Yeah, you gotta enjoy yourself, huh?
Yeah, trying.
I just noticed your tattoo. Represent.
Oh, yeah, born and raised.
Yeah, born and raised.
You too?
No. Oh, San Diego.
San Diego.
Sorry,
okay,
San Diego.
SoCal.
Not LA. San Diego.
No, but still, that's cool.
Poway, a little town called Poway,
Nice.
known for their wrestling program and their band.
Oh, okay.
But you were highly recommended by other past guests.
Amazing.
Mestizo recommend. How did you guys meet?
We played a show in Highland Park. I think a couple years ago, but I've known him from like this, just like the LA beat scene, like a lot of the Low End Theory kind of guys and stuff.
Yeah, I went one or two times.
Yeah, I used to go every Wednesday.
Oh, right, that's in Highland Park, right?
Yeah, Boyle
yeah.
Heights. So yeah, that was R.I.P. That was good times. But
Yeah.
So I kind of like met a lot of those guys.
Yeah, do you have some fond memories of that place?
Oh, absolutely. That was like right when I turned 21. So I would just go there every Wednesday and get really lit and listen to amazing music. And you just never knew what you would hear. One day it would be like Erykah Badu DJing or like Kanye West violinist was a like guest one. So
yeah,
I was
at the bar once just chilling. I didn't even know where my homies brought me. But then I saw, I'm a big fan of People Under the Stairs.
Dope.
And I saw Double K walk in. And then I'm like, oh, there's him. And then, oh, there's Bus Driver. And there's, you know what I mean? And then just like the who's who and like the beat scene or the hip hop scene. And I'm like, oh my God, this is crazy.
Huge heads, huge names would just be there chilling every week.
Yeah, I like
never
that.
Knew who you would see.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Have you heard of Stone's Throw?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, because I just had shout out to Koreatown Oddity. He was the guest this week.
Yes, shout
out.
And
it was just interesting finding out his trajectory and how he met Peanut Butter Wolf. But going back to Lauren Theory, I'm sure people like that were just hanging out.
Oh yeah, all the time.
Redmatic or Cut Chemist or some people were just.
It was insane.
Yeah,
I miss it so much.
Now, what happened to that night? Why did they close that night down?
I have speculations, but I don't know. I don't know
go
the
ahead.
stories. So
you don't know the story, but what are some of the speculations? I'm just curious.
Well, there was, wow. Okay, yeah, there was the accusations that Gas Some Killer had like underwent.
Ooh,
with
okay,
that.
I didn't know you were gonna go there.
I wasn't
okay,
going
no, that's
to.
fine. That's fine. Yeah.
I'm not trying to go there.
Yeah,
but
yeah. That's fine. Okay.
I think there was
forgot
some
about
disbandment
that.
and stuff that kind of happened after that.
Yeah,
that kinda,
it's just a crazy time. The cancel culture. Yeah, it's just a crazy time.
Yeah, we don't have to get into it.
Yeah, we don't have to. Yeah, because I don't want to
keep it light.
Yeah, we'll keep it light. We'll keep it light. No, but because that kind of hits home because that's just the connections of the people. You know what I mean? And it must be just difficult for
Yeah, there's probably more that also went into it. I really don't know. And it could have been
especially
just
when
like,
you talk about legalities and evidence or who's it's just.
Or even I just mean like even Low End Theory, like maybe they were just like it had its run and we're ready for the next chapter. Like it could have just been other factors too.
Yeah. Who are some of the other prominent DJs? It was him.
So it's Daddy Kev. So it was founded by Daddy Kev.
Yeah, shout out to Daddy Kev.
Killer,
Yeah.
DJ Nobody.
Alpha Pup.
Yeah. So shout out to all those guys.
Yeah.
They kind of like.
They kind of led the whole way. Yeah. You know what's cool about LA too is like you had that scene, but then you also have like these smaller beat scenes where they're on those I don't know what you call
like
it.
MP4.
Yeah, or they're like,
that
that like there's 24 buttons that have different
the
colors.
SP3.
No. These are the SPs.
Oh,
I'm talking about the ones like more advanced than these.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I just forgot the name, but I know exactly what you're talking about.
They're like doing it live, like
they're just like juggling crazy.
Yeah. It's a trip.
Yeah, that was I never really got into that
that
style of definitely that scene. Like I definitely have an appreciation.
Myself.
Yeah, no, I love it. But like as far as my own music, I never really did too much of that style of like beat chopping like that.
Right. Are you more of a looper? Like you loop stuff? Yeah, because I can like I produce. I consider myself I loop.
Yeah,
I'm a looper.
I think you could say I'm a looper.
Yeah. So you sample things and collage and arrange things.
Yes. Yeah. So for like my remixes and production stuff, that's kind of what it's more like little puzzle pieces that I try to arrange together.
I love that you said that. Yeah. Because when I make music, I think of the whole thing as a puzzle, and once it's done, it's like, oh fuck. I'll listen to it like 1,000 times, but then once that's done, I'm like, oh, okay, that's done.
Is it ever done though? I have the problem where you
want to keep going?
Well, I just never consider it done, and I just have to like release it just to be rid of it, to like let it go. Otherwise, I'll just obsess and keep working on it, and it's never good enough. So I just kind of let it go into the universe. And
I like that because in a way, it's like it's no longer yours.
Yeah. It's
once you release it, because I'm a little selfish with my art, but like while I'm creating it, I don't let people hear it. But once you're done and you let it out, it's no longer yours.
Yeah, because I'm not gonna go change it. If people like it, they like it. If they don't, it's fine.
Have you done this where you release it, then you like listen to it and you're like, oh, I fucked up that part?
Oh, all the time. I do that with every single one of my mixes, like everything. Yeah. Oh yeah, every single time.
Does it drive you crazy?
Yes. I don't consider myself a perfectionist, except when it comes to like my music and my art. So like, yeah, definitely.
Now you knew, like, I want to go back to you knew what these machines were because you said SP.
Yeah, but I'm actually thinking of something else, but I can't place what that.
There are two. I have the 303. I use the 303 is that. This is the 202, the older version. But then there's a 404, the 505.
Yeah, I think those are the ones that I'm more familiar with.
Oh, I can't
they're a
afford
little bit
those
more.
Ones. Yeah.
They're like way fuller,
the bigger
right?
ones.
Yeah.
So you got, but you got.
I don't have those. No, but like I have friends that fuck around with that, and like it's really cool.
That's all I need.
Yeah. Just chop it up with that.
Well, I think these are like the way I look at production is like the MPC. You got like the rocket launcher. They got the heavy.
Yeah.
These are like my little grenades.
There you go.
I like what I mean? They could still do damage. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So those are 3 grenades right there. I got.
You can do some crazy shit with that.
Yeah, MF Doom and Madlib, they use stuff like this.
Oh, absolutely.
So once I found that out, I'm like, oh, I'm okay.
Yeah.
And now, keep in mind, the 303, you can't even get in the States. You gotta like order it. You gotta look in Japan.
Exclusive.
Yeah.
That's tight.
Yeah. So, if the one right there with the sticker right there, with the fresh sticker,
the Roland.
That's the first sampler I got, and when it died, a part of me died.
Yeah. So you're like, I can't. You're like, I'm still gonna keep it here to like keep me company.
Yeah, it's like one of my babies.
Yeah.
That I didn't bury. It's just there.
I feel that.
So let's go back to your. I'm sorry. I love talking about like beats
I can
music.
geek out on that. all night. Yeah.
I want to know like just your trajectory. So you're born and raised in LA.
That's right, East LA.
East LA. That's what's
shout
up.
out to East LA.
You go to Marshall? Yeah. Like what?
No, I actually
not Marshall.
No, I ended up. Yeah, most of my life I went to this school in Glendale.
Okay.
Shout out to Glendale.
Shout out to Glendale. I love
shout out Glendale.
I love the mall there.
The mall. Yeah.
Glendale Mall.
Galleria.
The Galleria.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm familiar. Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah, I used to take the bus to the mall every day after school because there was like nothing else you can do as a 7th grader. So, but yeah, so I went to school in Glendale, but grew up kind of all over Northeast LA. So like, Eagle Rock.
Yeah, okay,
the whole area. And then I've kind of been all around, and right now I'm in Long Beach, and I love it.
I love Long Beach.
Yeah,
I was just there at a beach. It was so chill. It's like a different world down there.
It's a different world.
It is.
It's like LA, but not.
It's chill.
Yeah. No, it's cool.
People get the wrong idea about Long Beach, huh?
I know. I used to have a bad rap. Even I used to, like, before I moved there, I was like, Long Beach. Like, I only knew the aquarium or like it's where you pick up drugs or whatever. Yeah.
I like that area.
Yeah. And now it's so nice. It's like they're making it all bougie, but like it's nice. It's cool.
So and then like how long you been living out there for?
5 years. Yeah.
5 years. And you like it? I mean,
I love it.
You love it.
I love it.
And so how did you get into music and
well, I always kind of
making of it?
Yeah, the making of it. So I was always involved with music because my grandfather and my mom's dad played the piano.
Okay.
And so all of us were forced, like all my cousins and I
you.
were like forced to do piano, like recitals, competitions, all of that. But I mean, looking back, I'm really grateful. I hated it at the time, but like I'm super grateful now because it really was a great foundation. Like piano piano really popped off because that's such a good like.
Not only that, is the piano
music.
like if you make beats like on a machine, it's just, you just correlate that.
Keyboard.
You just relate it to that.
Yeah,
you just do that. It's the same thing. You have to bend your fingers.
Yeah. So
you have to have timing.
Yeah.
There you go.
And like melodies. Yeah, it's super grateful for that. And I used to have. In high school, I played in the jazz band at my high school.
Oh, that's cool.
I played the keyboard.
Why are you talking down on it? Like,
no, I'm not.
You kind of
it's
said
more
it like you're embarrassed. You should be proud.
It's more throwing shade at my high school because it was really lame. But like,
Can we give a shout out to your high school right
cool. Glendale Adventist Academy. What's up?
What up, Glendale? Represent.
So yeah, no, fuck that school. But I played in the jazz band, and that was cool. And so I had this electric keyboard at my house that I would practice, and you could.
Was it a Roland?
No, it was. I don't even know if it was like a Yamaha or some bootleg brand. It was not.
It
wasn't a super nice one.
Okay.
No, you would plug it in.
Oh, you plug it in.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you could loop. You could like layer loops with it.
You could loop on it.
Yeah, you could record something and then record it in loop and then record like I think up to 4 layers. So not a lot.
That's dope. So it was
but
a
I loved it.
Keyboard.
Yeah, pretty much. That was just like a side. It wasn't even.
It was a Yamaha.
Was it a Yamaha?
Was it blue?
No, it was like a gray.
Okay.
It was a gray one.
Because the homie Money Mark had this old school Yamaha, a blue keyboard.
Yeah.
Older, and you could sample on it. I'm like, what?
Yeah, it was so cool. It was like not even like a main function of it, but like I was obsessed with just doing little like
samples.
Yeah, just little like house beats and like little hip hop beats. Just like just my 4 little layers like on the keyboard. But I loved it. And
can you play them simultaneously?
What do you mean?
At the same time. Like the samples, like the loops and stuff.
Once you recorded it?
Yeah, once you record.
No, you can only do one. One
at a time.
Like one little.
But that's cool. I mean,
that's cool
because you could get like some kind of beat just looped.
Yeah.
And then record that into a recorder.
Yeah, if I knew like all that back then, maybe I didn't. I was just doing like basic like layering and thought it was like cool.
That's interesting you said that because it is a process, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Because I had to learn the hard way too.
Yeah.
And no
DIY,
one.
right?
Well, no one would give me any tips.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because when I really got it, when I started really wanting to like, I want to record our stuff. Mm-hmm. I was living in Arizona at the time, and Arizona had their own little hip hop scene. So we would the Mestizo, me, the homies, we would go like, see the Far Side, or we would see Souls of Mischief or Diggable Planets, but then I noticed that before the main act came on, it was the local acts. Like the people that lived in Tempe or Phoenix. I'm like, wait.
You're like, wait, I know that guy.
Yeah, and then I'm like, oh, that's so cool. And sometimes they were better than the real acts. They had more heart. Their beats were more interesting.
It'd be like that. Openers really.
The openers, but the local acts, I'm like,
those are the gems. Yeah.
And then you would see them around town, like on Mill Avenue. I'm like, oh, there they are.
What's up?
And then I'd walk up to them and I'd go, basically, how are you doing it?
Yeah, help me.
But they never told me.
No? They're like, figure it out. I feel like that's a lot of the
it's like Jedi shit, like secret Jedi shit.
I feel like that's a really like old school kind of mentality, because it's like you kind of kept that stuff more to yourself. Even like when you DJ the track IDs and stuff, like nobody would post your track ID. It's like, well, figure it out. Figure out what I'm playing. And I feel like now it's so different.
Right.
Like
it's a mentality.
You want to like you're meant to share what you're playing, and like there's all these YouTube tutorials on how to do everything. No,
back then, this is the 90s.
Yeah, nobody wanted to share shit.
In the 90s, it was like
figure it out. Yeah,
you gotta learn the hard way. Good luck.
Yeah.
So that's why I had to be like, okay, I gotta just learn myself.
Yeah,
and it was a long time. It took a long time.
There's something to say about learning for yourself, but I prefer how it is now, where it's a lot more like share the knowledge, and I kind of like that attitude better.
Yeah. The other way is a little kind of selfish, and it's kind of like, they're like, I'm going to have all the food.
Right.
Can I get a ration? No.
Can I get a crumb?
No,
Can I just get a little crumb?
You fend for yourself. Don't find your own canned goods.
Right. Yeah. No, definitely.
So you start with that keyboard. Then when did you like? Then did you get into like? When did you get into like the type of music you got into?
Well, I feel like my tastes are always kind of evolving. But yeah, I would say, simultaneously, actually, before I started doing like keyboard, I had a little cassette radio, and there used to be this station. I don't even remember what it was. It was really short-lived in LA, and it was all like house music.
Okay.
It was 90s house music.
Yeah.
And I would make mixes on the tape. I would when I would hear a song I'd like run and hit record and make these mixtapes.
Oh, dope.
And I was just like, I had no clue what any of the songs were. I had no clue what they meant. They were talking about like ecstasy and partying, and I was like, 10, and I was like, woo. But yeah, that was kind of like my first foray into DJing. And then the first foray into producing was that kind of like keyboard layering I would do.
Yeah.
And then kind of fast forward, after high school and stuff, I was in college and working at Whole Foods at the time.
Oh, what's up? Yeah, I love Whole
shout
Foods.
out to Whole Foods.
Shout out to Whole Foods. Love it.
Yeah,
I like their shakes too.
Yeah, they got some cool stuff.
That peanut butter shake they got?
Yeah.
It's good.
I bet.
Yeah. Shout out to Whole Foods.
Shout out to Whole Foods.
And Whole Foods, if you're listening, you can use some sponsorships here at the Steebee Weebee Show.
Shout out to Whole Foods guacamole.
10%
They really
off, 5% off proceeds. We'll shout it out. But continue. How long were you? They treat you good there? You benefits and everything?
I had benefits. I mean, I was there a long ass time. I'm not gonna lie. Probably like too long. I was there like I think almost 9 years.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I mean,
so I worked.
It's a job.
Yeah, all through like college and like after I graduated, while I was looking for a job, I worked there. But I mean, like any job, pros cons. But I met a lot of really fucking cool people. Like I met a lot of all the like low end theory people. Like that's
Whole Foods?
Yeah, they would all shop there, and that's how I got like connected with a lot of people. And
how would you know who they were, or how did you approach them, or because you're working, your shift?
Yeah, but I don't know. You just go.
Oh, they probably saw you around some of the spots.
No, it was more like me being like, hey.
Oh, so you would.
I think you're cool.
You would like.
Yeah,
network,
I would fangirl a little bit, and then eventually they would just like be my friends because I would see them all the time. That's kind of the cool part about LA is like you can literally run into your idols and eventually just get to hang out with them. So I was very fortunate. But yeah, I had a coworker that was selling his Techniques 1200s.
Okay.
And I was like, all right, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna learn. So I just bought them off him, and I remember having to YouTube how to like connect it because I had no clue.
Oh, I just the USBs and
I just had no clue. Yeah, to like the Serato. Like I didn't know anything, so I just showed up home and I was like, how do I connect it? I had no clue.
That's cool. You could just look it up.
So yeah. So thank you, YouTube.
Yeah.
YouTube's really come through for me a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, I bought that and kind of learned how to DJ with vinyl and Serato. And then recently, a few years ago, made the switch to CDJs and stuff. Okay. And then around the same time that I started DJing, I kind of got into using Ableton. So I started actually trying to produce.
That's a premier program, isn't it?
Yeah. I've been using it for years, and I still feel like I only know like a fraction of its potential.
I just got frustrated.
Yeah.
How do I just make a beat?
It'd be complicated. YouTube tutorials.
Yeah, it's just all the blocks, and I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
I've thought
of where to put it. Like, where do I get the sounds?
But that's the fun part, because you can just kind of rearrange it. Yeah.
She's like, yeah.
She's seen me like play around with it. And it's just
okay. Oh
it is like little color bricks on top of each other. Yeah. But yeah, that's kind of how it just flowed.
So what are some advantages of using Ableton opposed to these other programs? What's the what?
I wouldn't know because I don't really use any other programs, but I would say from the little that I do know about other programs is they all kind of have like the kind of linear. So you know how Ableton has like the two views? I don't know the technical terms, but it's like the arrangement view and then the something other view.
Is that the left to right or the up and down?
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so the left to right is like what all the programs kind of look like, but Ableton has the option of the kind of the up and down clips that you can stack.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's what makes it unique because you're able to kind of play around with the order as you're making it. Yeah. And it allows for a little bit more I think creativity right. when you're using it. But other than that, I really have no clue.
I heard. I mean, this is just what I heard from the grapevine. Is it's kind of like a shortcut. Like it could loop things perfectly for you.
Oh the warping.
Yeah, it could do all kinds of stuff. Where it's like it takes away from what you had to spend hours doing before. Like just looping something perfectly or.
I feel like it still takes me forever to loop something perfectly in Ableton.
It does.
Maybe I'm just like I don't know.
It takes a long. I've spent hours.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, it's supposed to be easier, but I'm not getting it.
I spend so much time doing it, and even if it's not perfect and it's kind of off, I'm like, all right, I'll take it.
Yeah, that's
and
me with a lot of.
I'll just release it that way.
That's a metaphor for like all of my art. Yeah.
Yeah, just whatever. I'll take it.
Yeah.
I don't want to sit here like 3 more hours.
It's good enough. It's good enough.
Yeah.
So
that's dope. So you got some techniques, you got some programs. When did you start like playing out and like networking and meeting other artists and in your community?
Yeah, definitely. So like when I had gotten those techniques and stuff was when I was already kind of going to Low End Theory and stuff, and I was already meeting all these musicians, getting really inspired, and so that really fueled my desire to keep going at it and keep learning. And my first gig ever.
Yeah, let's hear about it.
No, it's hilarious. My friends threw a rave.
Where like?
Yeah, like by the airport.
Okay.
They rented like the weirdest venue of all time. It was like. Like I think they do. No, it's like a place where I think they had like quinceañeras normally. Like it was just like like a really weird spot.
What time was your spot? Like at 2 a.m?
No, I had like a pretty. So they threw this rave and they got like pretty much. So I started DJing with like a group of friends. Like a group of my guy friends I had met, and we all were kind of DJing, learning all together, and kind of doing our own thing. And so when my friends threw this rave, they pretty much booked all their friends, all of us. So we're like, sweet. So we were like, we were stoked. We were like, had, artist badges, and we were on the thing. We felt so legit. So I think I had a pretty good time slot, and I was so prepared. I like practiced. I like knew exactly what I was going to play and when, which I haven't done that in a year. Like I just wing it now. How long was your
set? Do you remember how long
it was? I think 45 minutes or an hour.
Okay.
I don't remember, but it was just like the funniest. It was just like empty, and there was like these go-go. It was just like hilarious. It was like such a funny first event. Yeah, really hilarious. I still have the flyer.
But you got through your set.
Oh, it was great. Yeah, I still had a blast, and it just kind of went from there. And then my friend Gabe and I, we still kind of DJ together. He goes by Chaboy. Shout out to Chaboy.
Well, what's his name again?
Shout out to Chaboy.
Shout out to Chaboy.
Chaboy, yeah. So
how do you spell that?
Chaboi. Chaboy.
Oh, shout out to Chaboy.
Yeah, so him and his friends run the Late Night Lagers. I don't know if you've heard of them. They do a lot of events around LA, but
no, not really. But
back in the day, we started just DJing together, and we had gotten this like little residency with this small gallery in Highland Park. So it was probably like from this tray to here was like the size of the whole gallery.
That's how small it was?
Oh yeah, it was tiny. And it was every Friday night, and we would just show up with our equipment, and all our friends would just come and like BYOB, and we would just train wreck it every Friday and just have the best time.
Yeah.
And that's really how I learned, because we would just like
have fun.
We just had fun, and we winged it, and that's kind of how I like got comfortable with just kind of showing up and DJing and not having to like
trip out on
really
anything.
Prepare anything, just kind of like going with the flow. So
it would be like a freestyle set.
Yeah,
I'll throw this record on. I'll throw this record on.
Yeah, just whatever, anything goes.
Speaking of records, so when did you start getting into that aspect of it, like digging for records and?
Yeah, so as soon as I got the Technique 1200s, I was learning on vinyl and Serato, like the time coded, but I was like, I want to be a legit DJ and get some. Yeah, I had some already just from liking music, but I was like, I'm gonna get like some serious cuts and really learn. And I have played a few gigs with just vinyl, but it's definitely, I wouldn't say I'm like very skilled in that
it's
regard.
Hard to lug around, right?
And that I just have no desire to take that anywhere. So yeah, I've taken there's been a few like special nights that will be like, all vinyl night, and they've asked me to come, and then I pull up with my collection or whatever I want to take. But it's definitely not a convenient way to go
to do your gig.
I'm so spoiled now. I just show up with a USB.
Yeah, I know. I mean, there's another DJ, Soothsayer has been.
Oh, dope. Yeah.
Caroline Soothsayer, and she brought her. She's like, you want to see what I used for my gigs?
Oh, nice.
She had a fanny pack or something filled with just
USBs. Yeah. No, it's so convenient.
With one of them was like Bart Simpson, or there's different stickers on.
Ooh, I need to know where she got though. I need to get I need some flair with my USBs. Mine are boring.
USB.
Yeah. I used to take even if they had turntables, you still had to bring your time coded vinyl on your laptop. And one time at a gig, a girl spilled her drink all over my laptop, like in the middle of me playing, and it just like everything just went out, and I was like, and I just grabbed my laptop and I'm trying to air it out. Everyone's like wondering what to do, and I was just trying to save my laptop. And
what was this girl doing by the area? Just things happen.
Happen. This is a weird the venue, because my setup was like at a lower level than like people backstage had like a level here, so there was just a drink chilling.
Oh right.
And somebody knocked it over, and I was like, no.
Oh my god, was it like a Mac?
Oh yeah. So after that, I was just traumatized. So USB is the way to go.
Did you bring it in to get it fixed?
So I tried to like someone eventually went on, took over, and I was just trying to air it out and dry it out, and I ended up taking it, and they couldn't fix it, but I was able to extract the hard drive out of it. But I had to get a new laptop.
Oh my god.
So
yeah, these things are a headache. I'm like obsessed over memory now. Like, why is there so much?
There's never enough memory.
You know what? I have a conspiracy about Mac. I think that they like secretly like just flood your stuff with like flood your memory. Yeah.
All those updates. I don't trust them.
Yeah, I think that they do that, and then it's like a video game to me. Like there's a thing I learned when you press Command F. You press Command F, and then you get in there, and then you could watch this. So you go here to this, and you press Command F, right? Mm-hmm. See, it says kind, any. You press this plus right here, right? And you don't go equals, you go to greater than, right? And then you could just press 1, greater than 1, right? Of those, right? And then right here, then you could just manually
see what's taking up all the space.
You can manually, and then you can even change it to like mega or gigabytes right here.
Yeah.
And that's like what's taking up the most of it, these two right here. So I just learned that on a tutorial.
I'm telling you.
And then I have Clean Your Mac now. Do you have Clean Your Mac?
I was going to say, I just clean my Mac.
Something bucks.
Yeah.
$30. Yeah. That's
I
cool.
know.
You got to have it.
It's annoying, but it does come in handy.
I'm
Clean My Mac, if you want to sponsor the show.
Yeah, so Mac, if you're out there, we could all use new iPhones. Yeah. Do you have a website?
I do. Biancamaieli.com.
How do you spell it out? Just I'm going to ask you 5 more other times to spell it.
All good.
I want to really push your shit.
Thank you. Okay. It's BIANCAMAIELI.com.
Okay. We're not done. We're not done with the interview.
We're not signing off yet.
We're not
Stay
tuned.
Yet.
Okay, I had another question. When did you start doing these gigs with the homies and bigger to like festivals and stuff like that, where you're like, oh damn, I'm on a flyer and this is crazy?
Yeah, so I would say like probably 2016 is when things like took off a little bit more for me. I've done a couple festivals, and I would say sadly this year in particular, I was like making good money and was getting like better gigs, but it wasn't until this year that I was like, okay, now I know I can charge this much. Now I'm playing with better lineups. Now I'm not always like, now I'm getting better time slots. And so I was on a good uphill run before. Yeah.
Have you heard of DJ Shorty?
DJ Shorty is a drum and bass DJ? Or?
Yeah, I think yeah. Because that's why I've had other DJs on here, so I like getting because it's so eclectic as well. Because there's like one like drum and bass, then there's house, and then you seem like you're more open. You're like you have
it's hard to describe my style, but I do think I can sum it up. I like really like Caribbean tropical sounds and beats. Yeah. So as long as it's kind of got that kind of flavor, I usually kind of play it. But it ranges from like Afro beats to reggaeton to like I like to play South Asian,
that's
stuff
what's up.
too.
Hell yeah. That's what's up.
Like random things. As long as it sounds good to me and I can make it work together,
Yeah.
I'll stick it in. I don't care about like genres.
Did you used to go to Amoeba? Rest in peace, Amoeba. But
rest in peace, Amoeba. Yes,
I used to work there, by the way.
Did you? Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, early 2000. I got fired.
Did you?
Oh yeah.
I feel like that's a good story. Should we get into that?
Yeah. Well, I wasn't sober. I'm sober now, but I wasn't sober at the time, and I would just get completely baked out of my mind and tried to work. I remember one shift I bought. I forgot. This girl had edible pot cookie, but it was like this big.
That looks insanely huge.
It was like this big.
That's wild.
And so I thought it was a good idea. Like, oh, I'll just eat that on my break.
The whole thing?
Yeah.
Wow.
But I didn't know. I didn't know what it would do to me.
Yeah.
And so and then usually on our break we'd go off outside in the parking lot, smoke a joint, and then come back. And so at that point I was no longer a cashier. So at that point I was in the warehouse. So my job was there. I was in the clear. I thought I was in the clear because in the warehouse you have your own cubicle.
In the zone. Like,
you're in a zone, and all I'm doing is I'm like switching jewel cases, like old ones to new ones, and I would put them in a bin. And it was just like manual labor. It was just like mindless work. You could, you could have your own Walkman. Like, that's how cool. I discovered a lot of music too. I would just like, oh, what's this? Put it in the CD player. And I'd be like, oh, this is dope.
Yeah.
I'd put it in my bin.
You had all the access right there. It's amazing.
And so I noticed that, okay, like I came back and I was at my cubicle, whatever, in the warehouse. And I'm like, I started feeling paranoid. And then I was really tripping. I was like, oh my God. I thought like the feds were after me.
When the edible hits. We've all been there.
I thought everyone knew like they're after me. And so I was like literally like Gollum up there, like squirmish. Like I was even acting weird with my coworkers. They couldn't like really console me or talk to me. And then I remember it was like towards closing, but it was like we had like 2 hours left before closing. And one of the owners, Karen, said, Stephen Lee, please report to Register 3. Stephen Lee, please report to Register 3.
You're like, oh no.
Because they needed an extra cashier.
Oh crap.
But I was so high. So I was pretending.
You're like, where are they calling my name from?
And so, because they had an intercom system.
Right.
So that like raised my paranoia to like to the max. I thought, oh my God, they called the cop, like they're going to arrest me or something. Something bad's going to happen. Yeah. So I kept ignoring it. I didn't even go down. And then so they're like, kept saying, Stephen Lee, come to Register 3. And then they got other employees to come looking for me. They're like, Steve, we need you at Register 3. And I'm like, oh, okay. And so I just remember like, cause it was a little darker in the warehouse, but I remember like, going out on the floor and it was, it was like bright. You know what I'm saying? I was just like, and I was high. I mean, I couldn't even talk. And this is the thing. So I got in my register, and now you're talking about you're dealing with customers. So I remember there was like a cheat sheet. Like back then, like on the side of the screen on the register, there was like, okay, this is for tapes, and you put the code in, and this is for vinyl, this is for used CDs, this is for you know what I'm saying? And so I remember even with the cheat sheet, I was typing shit wrong. Like I couldn't even type in the right thing.
That reminds that's like you're describing half of my experience at Whole Foods. Like this is what happened to me all the time.
Oh,
like,
you're high like that?
Oh yeah, it was a known thing. Like you would just everybody would take their break, go smoke, come back. Yeah, or like and I remember one time I had a similar edible situation, but mine was like it was like the tiniest little lemon bar.
But what year was this?
Oh, I don't know.
Because weed's gotten the reason why I'm asking because weed's got more potent. I'm guessing.
Yeah, maybe like 2008, 9.
Yeah, so this is probably more potent in that little thing you ate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I thought I was like, I can handle this. This is sure. So
it creeps up on you, huh?
Yeah, and actually, this particular time, I remember same thing. But I was a cashier at the time.
Oh God, it's the worst thing to be.
But I was like, I smoke all the time, and I do the register, no biggie. Yeah. So I get back and I realize I'm like, oh, this is a lot stronger than I anticipated.
Did you get paranoid?
Oh, I'm high out of my mind, super paranoid. I feel like I can barely like form like thoughts in my head, and I have to help people, and then Rob Schneider comes through my life.
I was just gonna say, we're on the same wavelength because I was just gonna finish your story.
Oh yeah, I didn't mean to cut your story off.
No. Finish your Rob Schneider because I have one like similar to I think what you're about to say.
Okay, no, because you just reminded me like I'm so high at the register. Rob Schneider comes through with his daughter, and they're like obsessed with talking to me for some reason. They're just like asking all these questions. They're like, "Wow, your tattoos," this, and I'm like, I was like, Rob Schneider. I was all like, I couldn't even like comprehend.
It was like a movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Straight out of Pineapple Express or something.
No doubt. So I have a similar story.
Yeah, please continue.
So I was high, baked out of my mind, but not on edibles. So it was manageable. There's a different day.
Yes.
And I'm just, you know how like when you're working register, it becomes like you become like robotic. You're
Absolutely.
just, you know what I mean? You're like making the time just go by. You're like, I'll meet you at the end. I'll hand you your bag.
Day, yeah.
All right, next. Okay, come on. And next, you know. And then, so it was one of those things where I had my head down and I was high. And then the customer had walked up already. And I'm like, and then they put their stuff and I look up and it was Beck.
Whoa.
Because I'm a Beck fan, you know?
Yeah.
Odelay, all that shit. So I'm like, and I just remember I couldn't even talk. I was like, like I was like, really.
Don't you hate that? You're like, you have all these things. You're like, if I meet them, I'm gonna talk about this and tell them this.
You want to act cool or something? No, I looked like a fool. I was a fool. He probably
happens
thought,
to the best
who
of
is
us.
This guy's incompetent.
I'm sure he didn't think that, but I've been there, so I feel you 100%.
Man, you know what? It's depressing. Let's go back to me, but it's like
let's do
even though I did get fired, I still have a lot of love for that place, the place itself. You know.
Yeah, I've seen so many concerts and shows there.
Yeah, me too. I've lost count. I thought freaking lost count. You know, I mean, even the people like I remember, like I didn't even know who Slug was or Atmosphere. And then I just remember, who's this guy? And then like Fishbone or Queens of the Stone Age, just like so many different groups. And I'm like, oh, cool. Henry Rollins would come in. I'm like, oh, there, you know what I mean? And then it's just kind of depressing because I think we're like leaning more towards it's like super like you don't need to go anywhere.
I know. This is like the furthest I've traveled in like a while.
You know what I'm saying?
Beach to Hollywood. I was like, wow.
Like
adventure.
even the way music is put out.
Yeah.
Like, it's cool to have vinyl. I don't think vinyl will ever die, but it's kind of like, what are your thoughts on, like, just the way music is released and the way you get music and the way,
Yeah, it's interesting, and I don't really know what the future holds because it's changing so quickly right now with everything.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's just with the streaming. I mean, not to hate on it. I use Spotify, and I think it's a great way to, like, learn about new music and stuff like that, but I feel like it really hurts the artists actually long term. I mean, when you think of like I don't know the exact stats, but like one vinyl purchase is equal to like 2,000 streams. So you have to, have people listen 2,000 times just to make one like vinyl sale. Whereas if people support the artist directly and buy like, even the digital album, you're going to support the artist more than the streaming. So it's actually really,
that's so depressing.
Yeah, it's disheartening.
So is your personal music on Spotify?
No, because I've personally just done mainly like edits, remixes, stuff like that. Well, I think I've produced a couple tracks for Horsepower actually, and I think her music is on there. So indirectly, yes, but I am working on some original music right now.
Yeah.
So hopefully that will be out streaming soon. So so make sure you stream it over 2,000 times so you can make an album.
And then like to add to that, it's like how is like the artist? How do you even track the stream? Like they don't tell you all that, do they?
Yeah, I actually don't know because
you know what I'm saying. Like they don't tell you. Okay, this guy from Norway just listened to your. You know what I'm saying?
Do they not do that?
I don't know. I'm asking. Do they do that?
I don't know, but I think they give you some kind of analytics if your music. I would hope so.
Okay, so like I have a lot of music out on through like some of my stuff's on Spotify. Like maybe 65% of my stuff's on Spotify. Okay.
Well, yeah, you tell me. Can you see?
Well, I'll tell you. Once in 6 years, I'll get a check for like $39.99, but then I'll get the check. It'll just say $39.99, but it won't tell me any. Other information, like you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like, and it's always like like $40 or something.
Yeah, that sucks. I guess I just assumed because I know on SoundCloud, I know it's not really a place to like make money, but it's kind of cool that you can see the analytics. You can be
SoundCloud,
like,
See, that's cool.
They'll be, I can see people listening all over the world. I'd be like, oh,
yeah.
Someone in Honduras is listening to my like.
That's dope.
I would have never known.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool. You could kind of see those demographics.
So that's a plus for SoundCloud.
Yeah, I love Sound. I have a lot of pluses.
I'm a Bandcamp guy.
I love Bandcamp too.
Bandcamp's a shit for me.
Yeah.
Because at least with Bandcamp, they could they could directly support you. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I so I use SoundCloud to direct people to my Bandcamp.
To your Bandcamp.
Yeah.
That's smart.
Yeah, that's my.
Do you think oh God, maybe I don't even have a SoundCloud. It's very important, huh?
I don't, for me, it is more for finding music because so many DJs and stuff make really, really cool edits, and then they'll put it up as a free download. And as someone who's constantly playing music, like I definitely try to like buy and support as many independent artists as I can.
Yeah.
But I have a limited budget, and so it's nice that DJs are willing to give these amazing, songs out for free on SoundCloud. Yeah. And so I definitely use that to my advantage, and it's nice to support because you can support them in other ways on SoundCloud. You can share their track or comment on it and help them grow. Right. And so I really like it for that. Yeah, I don't know. It's the only place I really have music. I mean, I have stuff on Bandcamp, but all my Bandcamp traffic is from my SoundCloud.
Yeah. Can we? I want to promote your. Let's shout out your Bandcamp and your SoundCloud right now.
Sure.
For the listeners and viewers.
It's
here.
pretty easy because everything's the same. So my website, my SoundCloud, my Bandcamp, my Twitter, my Instagram, it's all Bianca Maieli.
I'm gonna spell it out again.
Yeah. All right.
I have fun doing it.
Okay.
It's a Bianca, Bianca Maieli.
That's right.
Maieli.
Yes, sir.
Get on
Check
that.
me out.
And not only good on her SoundCloud, go to her Bandcamp and get some jams.
Get into it.
Get some jams. Now, do you think the future of music is going to be here? It's just free. Here, you just get it for free. But then once this Corona stuff ends, catch me at my show and buy my merch. Is that how it's going to work?
That's already how a lot of independent artists operate. Because if you're buying music all the time, stuff does add up. Yeah. And so in order to get their and if someone doesn't have a big following or a label or something like that, they're going to put their stuff out for free so it can spread easier. And then hopefully,
you'll make that on the back end.
Hopefully you'll get that back in, like you said, live shows. Although right now that's not. I don't know what the future of that is gonna hold.
No, since the quarantine, how are you keeping your sanity? Can you do since we do music? Can you perform? I saw J-Roo the Damager. We talked about this on the Korean Oddity one where. J-Roo has a thing. I don't know if it's on NPR or whatever, but he's performing a set sitting on a crate or something, and he's doing his shit. He's triggering the beats and he's rapping over his shit. I'm like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I mean, we got to do
periscoping
what we can.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I've played a few virtual gigs. Quite a bit of them have been paid as well, so that's always nice.
Really?
Yeah. So
how are they getting the funding and the revenue for that?
So I definitely want to shout out Jasmine Solano. She's an amazing DJ. You guys should all check her out.
Yeah.
DJ Jasmine Solano. So she
is she in LA?
She is in LA.
Maybe do you think she'd be a good guest on the Steebee Weebee Show?
Absolutely.
Okay,
just
remind me at the end.
Oh, I will. She's killing it in every way. So what she started at the beginning of this whole pandemic was this virtual party called Clubhouse Global.
Okay.
So she partnered up with Beats, Dr. Dre Beats.
Damn.
So
as a sponsor?
As a sponsor.
Oh, hello.
And so that really helped ensure that, and it's cool because that ensures the DJs get paid, but also the event itself every event is a fundraiser for a different charity. So people that listen and tune in can donate. So they're donating for the charity, but Beats is making sure that the artists playing are compensated.
And they got money.
It wasn't a bad gig for
got
streaming an hour from home.
They got a budget, don't they?
I'm not complaining.
Hey, I gotta dap you up for that. I gotta dap you up. Good for you. Good for you.
Shout outs Beats if you want to sponsor this show too.
Yeah. So Beats, if you're out there, Dre, Eminem. We're a big fans of you guys here on the Steebee Weebee Show. Please holler at me. I could use it.
Yeah, I'm trying to plug you in.
Thank you. I could use.
Yeah.
Anything would help right now. Anything would help.
So I love that model. So I love how she's kind of doing it. So hopefully more.
That's real innovative. That's future thinking, dude. I love that.
Yeah. So hopefully more of that kind of comes about.
What does she spin? The same type of music,
Yeah, I guess similar to me, but she's got her own. She's got her own flavor going too. Absolutely. Yeah, she's killing it.
So do you have is there a collective of other DJs that you're homies with that you guys do gigs all the time together?
I would say the closest. So I have like my own kind of little group that we kind of started. We did our debut event right before quarantine. So
can we shout them out real quick?
Of course.
Do a roll call.
So we're called No Nezar. And
spell it out.
NO.
Yeah.
NAZAR.
No Nezar.
Yeah. So basically, Nezar is
yeah.
kind of like this idea of the evil eye. Kind of. So No Nezar is kind of like.
Is it like the reptilian eye, like a Eye of Horus or something, or?
It's kind of depicted in different ways, but like in Greece and Turkey, that blue kind of like eye symbol.
Yeah.
That's kind of like a thing to reflect the evil eye way.
Oh, okay.
So it's this idea of just like, it's kind of like a no haters kind of
like
vibe.
no haters,
it's kind
no
of a
haters.
play
like
on that kind of idea and energy.
How many crew members?
So right now it's 3 main one of us. So it's Omar. Omar makes music.
Shout out to Omar.
Shout out to Omar.
Hell yeah.
And then M Toure. Shout out to Melinda. She's another dope DJ.
M2A?
M Toure. Yep.
M Toure.
Okay. So we did our first event March 8th, and it was popping. It was so fun. And then like right after everything shut down. So
they're all welcome here.
They're all welcome. I will pass along the message.
No Nezar is welcome here. Yes. Always on the Steebee Weebee Show.
Yeah,
so I love musicians. I love DJs and rappers and beat producers. I love it all.
Amazing.
Yeah. So let's how are you holding up during this quarantine? Like I know we kind of feel handcuffed right now at the moment because of this quarantine and everything. How are you keeping your spirits like up?
Doing a little bit of everything. I'm really lucky, so there's like 5 of us that live together in a house, so it doesn't feel quite as lonely. So we kind of have each other to kind of do stuff with. But yeah, just being at home it has its ups and downs. So I try to just work on music or work in different projects.
You go to the beach as well. I mean, the beach is right there.
Yeah, I was gonna say just getting out of the house has been nice. I went to the lake this weekend.
I went camping as well.
Did you? We were trying to go camping, but
you should.
Everything was like closed.
No, me and my girl went to Mammoth Lakes there. Camp High Sierra.
I've never been to Mammoth. Is it nice?
Beautiful.
How far of a drive is that?
4.5, 5 hours.
All right.
You gotta go.
I've never been, and I've always wanted to go to Mammoth.
Oh my goodness! Yeah. It was so chill. I mean, it was just so the trees were all tall, and it was just great. Just getting back with nature and starting a fire. We cooked our meal over the fire. It was great.
I love that. Yeah.
And they had showers. They had 4 men's bathroom, and they had 4 4 in each.
Yeah, that's a big plus.
That's a big plus.
Yeah, without
I was
showers.
shampooing out there. I was I was like, yeah.
Love that.
Shout out to Camp High Sierra.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna need to get that info from you after this.
So the vlog, if you want to see, because I did a vlog. I did a vlog, so it drops tomorrow. For, if you wanna see what it looks like.
Yeah, I would love to.
The only problem is my girl didn't know what size tent. She thought she told me it's a 4-man tent. It wasn't. It was a kid's tent.
Oh no, 4 kids
for her nieces.
Tent?
And so we're in there. It was like this big. It was like this big. We're just like,
yeah.
So, but I got obsessed because I'm like, oh, next time I'm going to REI. I'm getting
the ball out.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna spend whatever.
They're so expensive there, but honestly worth it.
Well, REI.
Yeah.
Have you been?
Yeah, my wife is obsessed with REI. She lives there. That's like her second home. Like.
Can we give her a shout out?
Shout out, Sima. Love you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout her out. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Target has stuff too.
Target, yeah. Shout out Target.
Yeah. So shout out to Coleman. So REI, if we could use your sponsorship. REI. If
we're avid campers. If you
we really want to push this healthy lifestyle of camping, of nature,
opt outdoors,
and being around the trees and everything. Yeah.
No, but I have a similar problem with the tent because my wife bought this tent that is a 2-person tent, but it's supposed to be one of those really light ones that you can, because sometimes we do backpacking stuff and you gotta hike a few miles and you don't want to carry a big tent. So we got this little tent, but we also have a dog. She's like a medium-sized dog.
Oh yeah. What kind of dog?
And when we tried, she's a Jindo.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so she kind of looks like the Shibas, but a little bigger.
Yeah. There was dogs on the campsite itself. Yeah.
I
saw all kinds of dogs there.
Just like chilling. They live there.
Every dog I saw there smiles.
I mean,
they were happy as hell.
How could they not be like, over there?
You know, they were so happy. Yeah. Yeah.
I know. Every time we go camping, my dog is like, "So we live here now?"
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
We're never leaving. Like, she loves it.
But there's something about nature that I'm sure, because, you know, that's like going back home to them, you know?
Oh,
what I mean?
absolutely.
But the one scary thing, so we're sleeping, and at 2, 3 in the morning, it was like we hear these sounds. It was like, it was like, dude, there was
Coyotes?
like coyotes or wolves or something. They're having a war. And we were just scared. We're like, oh, dude, that's close.
Like, I had all your food.
Yeah. Have you seen Blair Witch Project? That horror
Oh my
movie?
gosh, not in so many. Like,
But have you seen it? But do you remember?
Very little of it.
If you want to go camping, never watch that movie.
Sounds good.
Never
good
watch
with
Blair.
Yeah.
Blair. Never watch it. Never watch it. That's
a
horrifying.
throwback. I haven't thought about that movie in
I was
so long.
with Mestizo in Arizona.
Really?
We went for his birthday. One of his birthdays. Like 8 of us. We like all smoked out. Yeah, whatever. And then I was frightened. I didn't tell them, but I was frightened.
Oh,
I
no.
was like, oh, yeah, this is crazy.
You're like, I'm hearing noises.
Because, you know, it's like movies like that, like Evil Dead still scares me, but like Blair Witch, because you don't see a lot, you hear a lot.
So
you know what I'm saying?
Like, with your psyche, yeah.
Michael, you know,
I
or
feel
Josh. What was his name? Josh or Michael? Whatever.
I wouldn't know.
But
yeah, because your imagination sometimes is scarier than what you see. So like, yeah,
that's why a lot of the
I can
horror
relate.
the horror movies are like the scariest to me are like psychological, like where
Exactly.
you're like, oh, okay, I have to fill the pieces in. You know what I mean? How are we doing on time? We're doing. Oh my God, time. We have 10 minutes.
10 minutes. That flew by.
Did it fly by?
Yeah, it did.
Was it easy?
Yeah, super easy.
You're out of here in 10 minutes or less.
Wow, look at
Now,
that.
before I forget, I wanna plug your stuff. I wanna do you have a website, Instagram? Like, I wanna plug all that because I have some announcements too as well. So
Okay,
you do yours first, and then let's take your time. I want to make
check
sure.
me out.
Yeah.
My website, my Instagram, my TikTok,
Okay.
my Bandcamp, my SoundCloud. It's all under Bianca Maieli. So it's BiancaMaieli. And yeah, you can find out all my stuff if you just Google that.
What's the best way to support you right now as far as music purchasing? Is it go to your SoundCloud, go to your Bandcamp? Which one is it? So
yeah, I guess
the fans and listeners can support you directly.
The best way you can support me, and yeah, I've pretty much lost all form of income since the pandemic. So
definitely support my girl here.
If you want to support me, you can. Probably the best way is my Bandcamp. I have a few releases out now. They are name your price, but you can choose to donate any amount, and every little bit helps. So thank you.
$50 a track.
$50 a track.
These are hard
Worth
times.
It.
These are hard times. $50 a track. I think that's fair because of the pandemic and everything.
I think that's fair.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Was that easy for you? I mean, this interview was just
flew
by.
You're
it was
easy to talk to.
It was easy. Shout out to Mestizo again. That's like my brother.
Shout out
to
Mestizo.
If
Shout out Horsepower.
if it wasn't for him and a couple others, like I wouldn't discover a lot of these artists. Like that, that's how I discovered who Koreatown Oddity was.
Nice. Yeah, it's all that same like.
Anytime Mestizo evens, because he was on Daddy Kev. I know he messed with Daddy Kev, like on his.
Oh, that's how I knew him through that same circuit.
Through that label and like.
Yeah.
God, that would be a good guess, huh? Daddy Kev.
Daddy Kev is a legend.
Absolutely.
I
gotta get him. Do you think he'd come here?
I hope so.
So Daddy Kev,
Kev.
If you're always welcome here.
Come through.
Please, I'd love to interview you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, he's a genius.
Yeah, he's great. And that label was great. They're like one of the first that were doing digital releases, if I remember correctly. I didn't even know what they were doing.
He was been
like
so
if
ahead
this
of
is
his
back
time.
then. I'm like, what? They're doing a digital release? What the hell is that?
He's so ahead of his time, so I don't doubt it.
Early 2000 or even maybe before that. I'm like, okay, but now I'm like, I know what that is because that's what I'm forced to do now. Mm-hmm. It's expensive to press up your shit. Yeah. So support my girl Bianca Maieli. Okay, buy her music and buy her music. Okay, with that being said, we have a Patreon attached to the show, even though we put out a lot of possible future sponsors like REI, Beats, headphones, Whole Foods. The way you really can support my platform is to go to my Patreon and become a pledge. Patreon.com/Steebee Weebee. The newest patrons are Mehole Evans, Jordan Bernstein, Jill Reyes, Kurt Cornfoing Fu, and the newest one, Niles Figueroa. We're filming a music video tomorrow. So by the time this is released, maybe I'm guessing the music video will be close to being released that week also, which is next week, hopefully, knock on wood. Okay, look out for that. There's a website also, SteebeeWeebieShow.com. If you want to buy some merch, T-shirts or hoodies, go there. Keep in mind, because of COVID and the coronavirus and all this craziness happening, the shipping is delayed a bit. So just keep that in mind. But look, I check every day. I have a whole log of my merch.
Look at you.
Of where I write down the person who bought and I follow it every day.
Nice.
Yeah. So and
support the show.
Thanks to everyone who's bought a shirt or anything off my website. So that's SteebieWeebieShow.com. The Instagram is Instagram/QUANGOU. My Bandcamp is at SteebieWeebieBandcamp.com. Can you shout your Bandcamp once again also?
Absolutely. It's Bianca Maieli, BIANCA
Bandcamp. Bandcamp.com.
Bandcamp.com.
That's it. That's how you get there. Okay, good. We have a P.O. Box series, people sending packages and letters to the Steebee Weebie Show, and I do a whole unboxing vlog. If you want to send your packages to 1425 North Cherokee Avenue, P.O. Box 1391, LA, California 90093. And yes, there definitely check out the Camp High Sierra vlog. It's already out by now. So definitely check that out and go camping. Do yourselves a favor and get out in nature and reboot your system.
Absolutely.
I think it's important because it did something to me. It did something to me.
We should all be.
I didn't even get that much sleep, and then I was like, woo, like up at 6 a.m. and just like ready to go.
Mother Nature is that bitch.
So there is a Little Ray's World, and now it's time. Dap again. Now it's time for Little Ray's World.
Hey.
Welcome to Lil Ray's World Show. All I gotta say is kids' minds must grow. I got abducted by some aliens dropped in snow. Whoa. Stuck into a world I do not know. So join me in adventures now. And I promise not to have a cow. My name is Little Ray. Hey, hey. My name is Little Ray. Hey, hey, hey. So welcome to my world. To all the boys and girls. Welcome to Little Ray's World. Hee-haw! Well, what the hell do we got here, Beep? Looks like a goddamn pine cone, man. Let me see if I know what you just said there, son. So your name was Jones, and you were a solo camper out in the woods by yourself. Is that correct, sir? So, you were camping, and at night you decided to make some s'mores. So you're by your campfire, and what happened next, sir? Oh, that's horrible, sir. So you're saying the Hershey's chocolate and the burnt marshmallow attracted a grizzly bear, and the bear ate you to death, and you died lying next to a goddamn pine cone. Isn't that right?
Well, I don't know what to tell you, sir, but me and Beep wrote a song about you, and it goes like this, man. This one's about Jones the Pine Cone. Kids, listen up. Jones the Pine Cone, woo! Jones the Pine Cone is known to find a home. Do you know that I'm prone to spit a poem that's shown my mind is blown? Cause Jones got eaten by a bear on a camping trip affair. And I knew it wasn't fair, he wasn't that aware. When the smoke had hit the air, he was cooking on some s'mores. When he heard a violent roar, that's when his life had flashed and he opened heaven's door. You heard an angel laughing that hurt him to the core. I am a dinosaur with sweat coming through the pores. There's no me or more with nature cause it is a bore. Jones is a pine cone that's looking for the Lord. Jones is a pine cone that's looking for the Lord. Poor Jones, the pine cone. Join us in about 2 weeks or so for another episode of Little Ray's World, man. And make sure you go to www.steebeeweebeshow.com and pick yourself up a t-shirt or something, man. Let's get her done.